it'd be different if I had some pristine, clean image in the beginning, and then But I've been the original bad girl of comedy for 30 years now. They expect me to keep it real, you know. Right. And I studied under people like Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory and shit, and they wouldn't bite their tongue about what they have to say, and I'm not gonna bite mine, you know.
What's up? It's your boy Tay Speaks.
And it's your boy Dane. We're already back with it, you know.
Alright, well, welcome to another episode of Juice None More. We got a special.
Slow down.
I'm sorry, it's a habit.
I know, but it'd be better if you slow down.
Okay.
For people to hear you.
Man, let's go.
What's up? It's your boy Tay Speaks.
And it's your boy Dane back at it again.
And we got a special guest, legendary comedian.
Legendary.
Icon in the game. We got Miss Luenell in the building. How you doing today?
I'm good. In between shows, right?
Caught it in between shows, and that's why we definitely honored to have you here, and even give us the opportunity to do this because you didn't have to. We definitely appreciate you for doing it though.
He fooled me though because there's a sister that be doing the podcast with him. I thought they was maybe a couple or something. I said, "Oh, Black Love, okay, I'll do it." Then he come up here with the fucking game.
Jay, it's your fault. I told you should have came.
We told you.
You can't tell her because you said she's a word.
I know,
so
but I still don't blame her because she gonna hear this and she gonna start bragging.
She should brag. Because I was only doing them because it was the two of y'all. Now they done tricked me.
Jay, don't miss nothing else because you done got us in trouble.
Yeah.
But like I said, we appreciate you for doing this anyway. And being that you are in between shows, like, how do you prepare for a show when you're not in the mood? Because I know you're human. So, you might have any emotions going on before the show or after the show, preparing for another show. Like, how do you click on the switch, or do you click on any switch or whatnot?
No, it's really the people. Like, I didn't have a great night last night backstage. Mm-hmm. Just some things went right that should have been prepared for and that weren't. Mm-hmm. And I was back, I was bitching. But then the minute that I went out and you see the people's eager faces that are happy to see you, then anything in your chemical balance should change. Because you're looking at people who are so excited to see you, like, okay,
Yeah,
it makes all the bad shit go away.
Reminds you of why you started doing it in the first place.
Absolutely. So today, it seems like everybody is just really overly sensitive about content that's going out, about comedy and everything like that. So just the way the world is now with how hypersensitive everybody is, has that changed the way that you are approaching comedy? Has that changed the way of how you look at your material when you're ready to go on stage?
No, not at all, because it'd be different if I had some pristine, clean image in the beginning, and then But I've been the original bad girl of comedy for 30 years now. They expect me to keep it real, you know. Right. And I studied under people like Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory and shit, and they wouldn't bite their tongue about what they have to say, and I'm not gonna bite mine, you know. I could be canceled like anybody else, but I'd have to be like fucking with a kid or something like that, or hurt somebody. Nobody's gonna really cancel me for just saying what's real and what's true, you know. And then if you don't like it, there's a million other YouTube channels and other channels and the things to watch other content on. Ain't nobody holding a gun to your head and saying watch this.
Right. You have options. You don't have to tune into what you don't like. But
right.
Ironically, that's what most people do. We watch what we hate the most for some reason. It's always backwards. But hey, but how do you block out the criticism though? Like, you're on social media or whatnot, and you've been in the game for a long time. But how do you block out others people's opinion about you and continue being 100% yourself?
Well, there's a button that says delete all.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get cyberbullied if you don't read the shit, you know. Right. I don't do what I do for likes or clicks or anything. I do what I do just because that's what I do. Like, I might post something and not even go back to look at it for 2 days. Right. I'm not, hungry for the comments and da-da-da-da-da and all that type of stuff. I just do it and I'm like, I'm out because I'm about my business. So I don't really worry about it.
Oh, I did hear you say that. I think you was on the Breakfast Club when you was like,
You
it's
can't
a 4-day.
get cyberbullied if you don't read it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. I remember that. But
Mhm.
when it comes to, I mean, how important is it for you to prepare for? I mean, not prepare for. How important is it for Black creators to have our own space? Like, or do you think it's even trending in that direction right now?
Yeah, I think more than ever, Black content creators are, becoming major motion picture directors and writers and animators, and we got more opportunities now than ever because we don't just have 7 channels to adhere to. We have many channels to adhere to, and you can create your own revenue off your own shit. Like everybody with an iPhone is a director now,
Mm-hmm.
or has the opportunity to be. So, yeah, I think it's a good time.
So we understand that this job requires you to travel a lot. You have to go from stage to stage.
As I was speaking about, right? Traveling.
Yeah, ma'am. So what's the hardest part about, just getting acclimated to that change, that constant change that you have to go through?
I'm not acclimated. I'm built into it. I've been doing it for 30 years, so I'm pretty worthless in the daytime, but I kick in around 5 o'clock in the evening, and I can get more work done at night than I can, when most people are asleep.
Right.
So I just, if you like to sleep a lot and stuff, this job ain't for you, If you just got to have 8 hours, you got to have a coffee and not a morning person, this job ain't for you. You got to train like a racehorse to do this shit. I've been, like I said, I woke up in New York yesterday and then came and did 2 shows last night and then got 2 shows today. Then I go to Vegas tomorrow and I got a show. Then I go to LA Monday and I got a show. Then I got a premiere on Tuesday. Then I got to film Hacks on Wednesday. That's on HBO Max. Then I leave again for Thursday for Atlanta. And I got 2 shows in my friend. It's like, a hamster on a wheel. If you can't run the race,
Right.
if you can't hang with, in the words of the great Two Strokes, if you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
That's that GMP, bro. That's that grind, money, persistence that we be talking about all the time. She's on that grind, that constant grind. When they talk about excuses.
Actually, it goes different. It's really GPM. It's really grind, persistence, money. The money's the last thing to come.
Absolutely.
That's facts.
So, I know we've seen on YouTube, on Instagram, all that stuff, a lot of times comedians get heckled when they on stage, and sometimes it frazzles them up. Do you have like a funny heckling story that you've ever had to, go through, or something that you've had to respond to?
Or one you had to go off on.
Well, I did that last night. I did that today.
Oh, you did do it today. She said, hold on.
I don't really get heckled. I get more people that are agreeing with what I say, like, yeah, girl, and stuff like that, or, like that. I think heckling is really, has a connotation of people who are disagreeing with the content that the artist is doing on stage. So I don't really get a lot of that. I might get people who are too loud, and then I address that. I'm always going to address somebody respectfully first. Right. And then I won't address you again. You got to get the fuck out. That's it, period. Yeah. I told you.
You got to protect your
to
peace.
Keep it down, because it's not even about throwing me out, because I can always recover. It's about disturbing the people around him. You don't have a right to do that. So.
Right. Well, can you tell our audience what you have next coming up with, something that we can look out for on the Luenell schedule?
Okay, well, like I said, I'm filming season 3 of this HBO Max television series that I'm on, actually about a female stand-up comedian from Las Vegas. It's called Hacks. And I also am on tour with my that was my other one, Easily Annoyed cover. This is the Fresh Out of Favors. This is my Fresh Out of Favors comedy tour. I'm on the road with that, coming to a city near you.
Coming soon.
And working on a documentary about me. These guys from Paris and London, Adrian and Casper, and they're working on a documentary for me. Dave Chappelle is producing a Netflix special for me that is to be shot at the early part of this year. And I don't know when we're shooting, don't know when it's coming out, but everybody will know. And I just came out the road doing a couple of dates with Dave and Chris Rock, and that was, 20,000 people's worth of amazement. This was mind blowing.
Great.
And I've remained forever loyal to my dear heart, Cat Williams, for putting me on in the first place. And I just finished touring with him a few months ago. And for the second time, that was an amazing experience too. So, just trying to be a mom in between all that shit, which does not always work, and, trying to get, laid a little bit on the road.
You still gotta have, you gotta have your essentials, basically.
Nah, you gotta work without them if you don't have them.
That's true also.
I've got one last question for you. I know your time is, running out.
You look like Cockroach.
Oh.
From Cosby Show? I mean, not Cosby Show. Is it Cosby?
Yeah. But that guy was on Martin too.
Carl Thomas.
Carl, not Thomas.
No, it's not Carl. It's Carl.
Carl Payne is the.
Carl Payne is the character.
What is
his real
No. What is our boy name now? This is ridiculous. We must all be high. What's his name?
We are high.
And I know it.
Carl Thomas.
It's not Thomas.
It's Carl.
Yeah,
It's
Carl.
definitely Carl. I think it may be.
Google.
You got. I think
Google. We're gonna do the audience. This is a stumper.
it's a real moment.
No, this is real. Now leave this shit
Who do I
in.
look like?
No, because he look like my boyfriend on Martin. What's his name? Oh, I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
Carl Anthony Payne.
Carl
No, it is
Payne.
Payne.
It was like Carl Anthony Payne.
What was the other Payne? There's a Payne on the House of Payne.
That's the House of Payne.
That's House of Payne. And
Payne.
Martin
But
name was Payne on there.
what was the name on Martin though?
Cole.
There was Cole.
Yeah, Coley
Y'all could all look like
Cole.
Coley Cole.
Yeah, you look like Cole because Laura Hayes is my friend. She played Cole's mama. One of the queens of comedy. Don't ever forget.
Tell Cole to push you as a teenage self.
Coley Cole.
So we're grinding at this thing. We're trying to make a name for ourselves. We're really trying to get out there. We're going to, right? Speaking into existence. So what's the biggest piece of advice that you have to some young black creatives who's trying to get to be as legendary as a person like yourself?
Well, you got to put this first. Above like your kid's birthday or your mom's anniversary and stuff like that. I'm afraid, that's hell. I have a child. I wasn't with her on Christmas Day, and I wasn't with her for her birthday. She'd be had me behind the scenes.
That's just
Yeah,
the
real
background.
moment.
That's
Oh
just
my
the background.
God. The fuck, like go outside with that shit or something. What was that? And then also, you have to be persistent. Like if this is really your calling, you'll know it, and then you can't listen to nobody. Like not a parent or nobody. You just gotta go for it and keep doing what you're doing. If it's like, what is your goal? Do you want to be a journalist? You want to have a magazine? Like, so it's what y'all trying to do?
So I basically, first of all, 9 to 5s, quit that because I know it's not what I want to do.
Nobody never got rich working for somebody else.
Right.
100% facts. I knew that at an early age, but I just want to turn this into a business. When it
What
comes
business?
to a broadcasting business, basically.
So you want to have a radio show or?
Yes, ma'am. That's the goal.
Yeah,
Radio.
pretty much a radio show, but to the point where
You have a degree in broadcasting?
I
No,
don't.
ma'am.
You
But
don't
Jay,
need
the
it.
one who's
You don't
not
need
here,
it.
she has it.
She does. Yeah, you don't need it,
Right.
but paper never hurts. But broadcasting. I love radio. I've always loved radio because radio's been your friend when you don't have no friend.
Yeah.
Really, like the DJs, they talk to you on New Year's Eve. You're home alone. Everybody playing something fucked up or Merry Christmas. If you're home alone, you maybe just moved into a place you don't have no cable yet. You just got the radio. I always love DJs. I always love radio. So that's a good thing because there's plenty of space out there for it. You just gotta find your audience and then they'll follow you.
Most definitely. Studying how to market and all that. I went to school for the money part of the thing. So I went to school for the finance. I went to school for a finance degree.
Right.
So I
What
know.
about you, Cole?
I'm in law school, so I'm trying to knock out the whole legal. We're trying to hit it from different angles. So I went to school.
Well, then I just
Maximum-
urge y'all to stay together. Then, if you're trying to build this pact, don't let petty shit break you apart. Like
Facts.
try to rise above it. Because what you're trying to do, if you're trying to do it, and we're stronger in numbers, than we are by ourselves. So if you're trying to do it, then just don't get petty, don't get greedy, and then y'all stick together. Stick together.
Absolutely.
That's what I say.
Absolutely.
And Like I said, we appreciate you for doing this.
Absolutely.
Our FYI, my pops. How you feel about Prince? He don't let nobody talk about Prince. He
He
don't let nobody. He
You know,
ain't got the tattoo, but I
You're not
can't.
ride or die if you ain't got a tattoo.
Nobody
And
can
I'm
say
getting a
anything about
necklace
Prince.
made.
How people feel about Michael Jackson?
But
How
I'm
you feel
getting
about
Michael's
Prince?
feet on my left hand too.
His feet?
Yes, you know when the feet be up like
Ah.
I'm getting that.
getting the
I got to see
You
that.
will, because I like that. Yeah, that. Because
gotta see that.
I feel like in my era of growing up, it was always a battle between Prince and Michael. Pick one.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you like the most?
East Coast versus West
I
Coast.
don't want my pain over Prince's death and the death of an icon to overshadow my love for Michael.
Mhm.
I actually loved Michael first. So I have to go through the pain for Michael, so I am getting a tattoo of Michael on my left hand.
Go on. You do the same thing. You got it.
I ain't there yet.
Okay.
I gotta get the wisdom first to do
So
that.
you trying to get a tattoo of Lauryn Hill or some shit?
Nah, I don't want no tattoo of nobody right now.
He a big Beyonce fan. He trying to get the.
Oh,
Wait, you just gonna-
Beyonce.
Yeah.
You just gonna make up stuff right
He
here.
gonna
Like,
make Beyonce right here.
Beyonce. Then I got another one I saw it on my phone. I'm gonna show it to you guys. And it says, I'm glad I'm black.
Yeah.
And it's on the
Thank
inside
God
of
I'm
your
black.
finger.
Okay.
Thank God I'm black.
Thank God I'm black.
I
So
like
I'm
that.
gonna get that. I'm gonna show it to you on the
it's
thing.
about time for another. I got a few. I got
You
six.
black. You didn't even see your tattoo.
You can't see my. You want me to prove it?
No.
I ain't that black.
No, I don't.
We tatted
So
over
we
here.
got to wrap this motherfucker up because I got another show to do. Follow me on Instagram at Luenell
Yep.
at
Absolutely.
Luenell. If you're cute, I write back. You know, whatever like that.
Hey, thank y'all for
Support
tuning in
them.
to another episode of Juice
We
901.
missed you, sis.
Right,
We
right,
did
right.
miss you, Jay. Make the next one.
Appreciate
Jay.
it.
Juice 901. Let's get it.
We out, man. Appreciate you.